In the United Kingdom, where 52% of citizens believe that their government is covering up evidence regarding extraterrestrial life that 33 million are convinced exists, 20% believe aliens have landed on Earth, and where 1 in 10 persons claim to have personally seen a UFO. The BBC headlines read recently, Pentagon won't rule out aliens in long-awaited UFO report. More than 5 million British citizens believe the Apollo moon landings were faked, and only 44% believe in God. And it is of note that even if speaking with a British accent appears to suggest intelligence to Americans, the word extraterrestrial appears nowhere in the 9-page report. Hello and greetings, Earthlings. My name is Major Mike Webb, and as many know, I am the son of a preacher man, immersed in an infectious dose of faith as a child, but also had the providential opportunity about 3 decades ago to serve as the most junior commissioned officer ever to have served in the capacity of operations officer for all U.S. Army strategic counterintelligence in the continental United States, with a bird's eye view over quite a few things. And for some reason I cannot say, folks like to send FOIA requests to the Department of Defense to find out what they are hiding about UFOs, and as if they possess a need to know and not just some irrational desire based upon their feelings and nothing close to logical or rational. Kirk out. At the time that an intention to prepare a report on unexplained aerial phenomenon, the new term for UFOs or unidentified flying objects, was reported in the press, Jeremy Corbell, a documentary filmmaker and UFO enthusiast, grinning like a child on Christmas, told ABC News, "The fact that the report even exists or is going to exist is the biggest thing for me." But official sources at the Pentagon were already preparing the public to be not over-optimistic about this data-driven report that is intended to establish more exact parameters government-wide for classifying and identifying these unexplained aerial phenomenon in an unclassified report. Days before the release of the report, Texas A&M University astronomer Nick Sunson, who has been involved with space research for 30 years and spent 20 years in Chile, where he helped to co-discover dark matter, weighed in on the upcoming report and stated, "I have no idea what the report will say, but I doubt they have any evidence where a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, previously called a UFO, is clearly resolved." That's probably why they're doing the report. For starters, he noted, "Have you ever noticed that UAP images and videos are usually out of focus?" Sunset stated that there are often simple but boring answers, and conceded that many people are convinced that these UFOs are visitors from another planet, that they have been monitoring the Earth for decades, and that they are real. But as a scientist, Sunset noted that while terrestrial life could not be ruled out, he stated, "As a scientist, we need clear evidence." That's kind of like how science goes. Looking at current Earth technology, Sunset indicated that we are not too far, maybe 100 years or so, from building mini satellites, accelerating them up to 10% the speed of light using lasers, and sending them off to nearby stars. And that the satellite could have a radio transmitter, beeping the first 10 Fibonacci numbers used to create a mathematical sequence, showing it must be artificial. But he asked if he could imagine this future technology, which is not far from where we are today, why is there no satellite from another civilization that has passed this way and beeped at us? The only fact that we are certain of is that so far, and we are looking very hard, it is silent out there. Nobody is calling ET. Understand? According to Sunzep, as a scientist, he has found no evidence. A similar statement appeared in the largest sample size tracer contact study for a novel coronavirus, which you may recall, examining almost 56,000 laboratory-confirmed cases of over 75,000 that had been reported in China before February 20th, 2020. But that they had found no evidence of an infectious disease being transmitted from person to person. A statement in a report that even found its author, the deputy director for WHO, telling his interviewer at the time that he had no idea why nobody appeared to be reading his reports, even by early March 2020. And I have yet to meet anyone who read that report. But now, the much-awaited UFO report is out, and CNN rolled out Neil deGrasse Tyson, the popular Harvard-trained African-American astrophysicist who re-echoed the statements regarding a lack of evidence beyond fuzzy videos with a laugh, but also assured viewers that he is glad that the military had redirected resources to attempt to explain these unexplained aerial phenomena, while also urging the science community to keep on looking for that intelligent life on other planets. While CNN reported that the intelligence community's release of the unclassified documents marks one of the first times that the U.S. government has publicly acknowledged that these strange aerial sightings by Navy pilots and others are worthy of legitimate scrutiny. However, given the stated intent of the report, this is a clear misreading, since the intent of the report was to develop a better set of methods to explain aerial phenomena that could not be explained, not an acknowledgement that what had been observed was alien to Earth, or to suggest that events even beyond those observed by pilots necessarily always have a clear explanation. Past pandemic problem, not best example. However, what is of significance for this report is that 75% of age-eligible Americans are not even qualified to enter military service, despite popular jokes regarding military intelligence being an oxymoron, where only soldiers with the highest scholastic aptitude are even selected, as determined by scores on standardized tests which the plurality of children in even the Arlington public schools, where we have the most government scientists in this community, find problems completing the high achievement in those tests, be they SAT, ACT, or SOL. This intelligence report was based upon observations by military pilots, all of whom, too, have validated their academic acumen in mathematics, including algebra and geometry, as well as at least high school level understandings of physics. And all military pilots except Army helicopter pilots are required to possess at least a bachelor's degree. What is of significance in this report is that observations from this highly credentialed group of military service members found only a total of 144 unexplained phenomena between the years 2004 and 2021. November 2004 to March 2021, which is a long time, but which is not a lot of unexplained phenomena. Considering that even on 9/11, there were a total of 4,600 aircraft aloft over the entire United States, along with only 14 aircraft available as a quick reaction team in the event that a contingency arose. The report states that there is a high probability that all 183 of the observed phenomena were real objects, a finding reinforced by the fact that they were detected by multiple sensors. However, only a total of 18 were reported to display what might be described as unusual flight characteristics. And that report states that if and when these anomalies are finally resolved, they will fall into one of 5 potential categories. One of five. Get ready for this now, spaceman. Airborne clutter in increasingly crowded skies, natural atmospheric phenomenon, U.S. government or industrial programs, foreign adversary systems, or the catch-all other. I guess you can throw spacemen in there. But that report had found that most reports were spotted during pre-planned training or during other military mission activity, and that these sightings tended to cluster around U.S. testing and training grounds, suggesting potential for covert observation of attempts by adversaries. Moreover, a total of 11 reports involved what was described as a near miss, a term very curious because it is not used by air traffic controllers or aviators, who use the term near mid-air collision for serious incidents approaching within 500 feet and loss of separation for less serious events involving airborne platforms or objects. And these unexplained aerial phenomena have raised official concerns regarding national security. As might be expected, if the unexplained aircraft are indeed adversarial collection platforms, if they are aerial objects that military pilots cannot discern as being friend or foe, or if they are aerial objects that present a collision risk to military aircraft engaged in training and military operations. But you are fully at liberty to imagine a potential for invasion by aliens if you wish, especially if you are convinced that the government is hiding the aliens from you. It is perhaps of note that no incidents involving alien abduction were reported in any of the 183 incidents, and according to Psychology Today, that finding might suggest that we have pilots flying planes that have some other mental health issues that need to be addressed.
And if I might add, as an evangelical Christian, the theological implications of this report, for which many were waiting with anticipation, may well suggest that a God in heaven simply does not like you, love notwithstanding.
This briefing is unclassified. As you were, my name is Major Mike Webb, and by God, I am among the Arlington Public School Board. Let's keep Mike Webb away from our school. Honest. Carry on.
This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.
I bet you. Maybe it's used.